Hello there, my name is Kari, Ebel, and I am a parishioner here at St. Ledger's. I was actually born and raised here. Came back to St. Ledger's about 9 years ago when I got married. So I am married to Greg, he is my husband, and we have 3 sons, Zachary, Garrett, and Eli, who is in heaven with Jesus. My husband is a farmer here, and we actually live in Verdigris, and I work for CVA, the grain co-op, and our boys go to school here at St. Ledger's. So Father had asked me to talk to you guys today about the 4th R of response and what that looks like for me today. So as I reflected on this, the 4 R's, I've always had a pretty good relationship with Jesus growing up through elementary and college and high school and stuff, and my adult life. And there's definitely some ruins along the way. I would say, college life gets the best of some, but God always restored me and brought me back to Him along that journey. So I guess for me, in my response, like I said, I've been married 9 years, and so that's when things really changed for me. When you get married, you become a wife, a mother, your thought processes change and how you want, to raise your children. So that's when it really changed, and my job is to get my husband and my children to heaven. So the last 4 or 5 years for our life has kind of been a big challenge for us. In November of 2019, we welcomed our youngest son, Eli. He came to us at 33 weeks old. He had a lot of health issues, so we ended up in NICU for about 3 months is where we stayed. Along the way, he saw many doctors and therapists that we had to do biweekly trips with him. So he had a lot of struggles along the way, but the Lord was always good and faithful along that with us. There was definitely moments when I'm like, okay, Lord, I thought my faith was deep enough, but the good Lord was always like, Kari, I'm taking your hand, we're going deeper. So I just put my trust into Him and responded by trusting what He had to say. And like I said, with Eli, there was a lot of struggles, but He also brought us a lot of joy during that. Along came last April of 2022. We found out my husband was diagnosed with mouth cancer. And with that came chemo and radiation and treatment, and also having to do Eli's running for his care and his doctors. So we had that going on. And Eli had been doing really well, but on September 30th, 2022, the good Lord called Eli home. Our hearts were broken at that time, and somewhere along the way I heard that you can either get bitter or you can get better. So I responded with getting better. I take great comfort in knowing that Eli ran through the gates of heaven, and he's up there with Jesus. And He's watching over us, and there's definitely signs that we see along the way from Him and know that He is okay. And with that, my husband's also had a couple scares too with his cancer along the way. In August, they had seen a spot on his lungs, and they thought that was cancer, and the doctors had basically told us that's what it was, but we were waiting to do a biopsy on that spot. And he had went in on a Tuesday to get that biopsy done, and we hadn't heard results on it, but on Friday, he was out doing chores, and he was supposed to go in that morning to get his port put back in. And while he was out doing chores, he sent me a text saying, I seen a rainbow today. And I said, Eli and Jesus got you, it's going to be okay. And literally, about half hour after that, I had gotten a text, and the doctor had called and said that the spot on his lungs was actually fungal and not cancer. So we literally postponed or canceled his surgery that morning 2 hours before he was supposed to go in. So God is definitely faithful in these moments and watching over us and giving us those signs. And I just, through all of this, again, it's just, how do we respond to Jesus? I mean, we could get mad and get angry and, think that He's out to hurt us or it's all our fault or we've done something wrong, but it definitely is not. Here just this last month, my dad passed away unexpectedly. So you kind of feel like you're living in the book of Job a little bit. But as much as we're going to miss my dad and another piece of our heart is gone, we're definitely taking great comfort in knowing that, Eli gets to spend this Christmas with his papa and Jesus in heaven. So I just want to, my prayer, I guess, for all of you this Christmas is that you find that baby Jesus in the manger. And I just pray that you respond to him and that you continue to run to him and go to him and just embrace his love and what he has to give you and offer you. And again, like, saints are sinners that never give up. And so for me, a big prayer for me every morning is, Sacred Heart of Jesus, make me a saint. And so I have a couple big stars and angels in heaven that, that's where I want to get my husband and my kids and myself to. And so I just wish that for all of you. And I pray that you guys all have a Merry Christmas.